Hey guys, it is Michael Gilchrist with Living on Dialysis, and with all of the storms that have been happening lately, especially in parts of the state that don't usually have that, in fact Utah, we've had the most beautiful weather, and I think Florida has more snow than us, which is crazy. But a few people have reached out about how do you handle power outages and stuff like that. And so ours is a little, so what I do is I actually have this. It's a RYOBI battery inverter, and that will give me enough power to decide what I'm going to do with treatment. And I'll go and show you guys my gas generator that I have as well. And Christina's is a little bit different because hers is 7.5 hours, where the normal home dialysis patient only does about 3.5 hours. How much time I can get out of this one, I don't exactly know, but it will have a countdown timer on it, and that will let me decide, okay, do I end treatment or do I go and plug into the gas generator? But this will give me enough time to start treatment back up, get everything running normal, and then panic and decide, okay, am I ending it? Am I continuing it? Stuff like that. So I'm gonna unplug this and plug it into the battery inverter so you guys can see. And I'm going to prime a cassette using it. So hit that like button, share, do all that stuff you're supposed to do. But here we go. Okay, so here is my plug. We will turn this on. And this just runs off batteries, 18-volt batteries that I use all my tools for. So I've actually used this quite a bit up camping. So I do know it runs fairly well. So pretty much it's basically saying all of my batteries are full, we're good to go. And it will tell me how many watts are running and stuff like that. So I'm going to turn on my outlets. Okay, and there's actually an app on this where if I had my phone, I could actually see it real time. So now I'm going to plug this in, and that just beeped. So it is basically saying, stuff is starting up. We're gonna, and then I will practice a power outage. Well, I'll unplug everything and plug it back in. And we are back up and running. This is basically saying there was a power outage. And with the pureflo running, I am only pulling, let's see, 400 watts? Yeah, 400 watts. Okay, so now we're going to prime a cassette. So you guys can see that that's what I'm running on. And let's prime a cassette. Let me grab some gloves. Okay, so it's saying I'm using 400 watts right now. I'm turning the machine on, and that's the good thing, is it's going to tell me how much power I'm actually using. And with it turning on, it actually went down. That's cool. Okay, get the saline out of the way. We'll get the burrito out of the way. And we will prime it set. And turning the machine on, it actually didn't increase my wattage at all. So since we are running off a generator, we're gonna hold it. So, and like I said, it doesn't show how much time I have left, but it does show all of my batteries that they're all full. So I've got 6 amp on here, 4 amp. I actually have some really old batteries that probably don't have a good charge, but again, this will give me enough information to decide what I'm going to do. Go through, tighten everything. Get Mr. Peanut out of the way. Put that there. And on the set. Okay, and then we're gonna spike. There we go. Now we're gonna spike my saline. Bring it up there. And it's saying we're running at 100 watts right now. So that's with my pureflo going. There's a heater on there and start climbing. So this should start kicking up a little bit. We are sitting at, with the pump going and everything, we are sitting at, looks like 500 watts. Let's see if anybody has any questions about the type of generator or anything like that. Hit that like button and new message. Alright, so we are climbing a cassette and we are doing it all off battery power. So I've got 2 generators. I have a battery one and I have a gas one. And while I'm waiting for this to climb, I will actually show you guys my battery one so that you guys can see kind of the backup that I have. All right. Don't judge me on how gross my garage is. It's wintertime, so everything's in here. All right, so I've got my battery inverter, which usually sits right there, and it sits and charges all my batteries, so I always have full batteries. And then I also have, let me get this out of the way. That's my heater. It's actually freaking amazing. Works great. It is the Heat Hog, and amazing. So this is my gas generator. It is just the RYOBI 1800, and I actually have a parallel combination so that I can actually take that and my battery inverter, and I can run AC in the trailer, which I don't really ever do, but I can if I want to. So, and again, like I said, having the battery inverter gives me enough information to decide what I'm going to do later on. It will, everybody that does home dialysis knows you can end treatment when you need to, and you kind of make that decision on the fly. So okay. So as you can see, we're still climbing. We are still running all of this on battery power, which is just 18-volt batteries. This thing, it's actually amazing. I love it. I can actually take this entire thing up camping, and I've got 8 batteries. I have a RYOBI obsession, so I pretty much collect tools. And but you can see that we still have 19 minutes left, and this has only taken one bar from each one. And like I said, on the app, I would actually be able to get in the app and I would be able to see how much time I have available on this at the power outage that I'm using. So, but this will definitely give me enough juice to finish priming a cassette.